Hello, hello, hello. I want to welcome you back to my channel, back to Cleburne, and the last garden, I think, for the season. I think this is enough. This makes number 10, I believe, in gardens. And if I was 20 years younger, I would put in 2 more beds up on Painted Hill and I would plant them in corn. I would. But I don't have it in me this year. So, and the only reason why this is even becoming a garden is because, as you can see, it's just sort of a blank circle. This is where we stacked the wood when we cleared the space for our home. And so this sat here for over a year and has smashed out. I'm not going to say killed, but it did smash out, smother out the natives that were under it. Which is just part of the overall wildflower medicinal garden out here. So anything that will come back. But I do have an empty space this year, and I thought, what do I want to do with this? It's right in between the road and my porch. And I thought, well, normally I would have really, really tall wild plants here. Well, I'm not going to this year because, like I said, they sort of got smashed out. So what are we going to put here? Well, I've never really had a chance for a beautiful sunflower garden before. And I really think that this is enough space. I don't know how many feet around that is. What would you guys say? 25 feet, 30 feet, maybe even 40 feet. If we stretched it out, that might be 40 feet. And then it's got to be 12 to 15 feet across. So maybe 40 feet around and 15 feet across. So it's a nice circle. So we're going to put in sunflowers, and I will show you the sunflowers that I chose. Alrighty then, that's fairly cleaned up. I think it's good enough for our purposes. Remember, nature is just going to take that over next season. And then a whole lot of this debris, which I filled up my Ozark wagon ×2. A lot of this can go into my sidewalk, so it's going to get used right away in a different spot. All right, it's pretty late afternoon, and you can see we're only just starting to get a little bit of shade over here. So I think sunflowers are going to do really well in this area. So what did I discover? One piece of broken glass was my only debris. As far as wildlife, we did have a small nest of really small tiny ants, and after I cleaned the debris, I just put their wood back on top of them. Hey, I'm not about moving out the wildlife. They can stay there as far as I'm concerned. This will go back to native eventually, but this year it is going to be the block between me and the street, and it's in a perfect location for the wildlife. Now last year, when it was a stacked pile of wood debris, it was home over nearly the entire winter for our little juncos that moved in. If you don't know what a junco is, I'll put up a link to them. So they lived in it while they fed over here at the bird station. So that's not that many yards away from the bird station. So this is where the birds feed, and then I let the grass grow under the bird feeder. It's the only place in my yard I don't care if grass grows. And then they also have this one thistle, which will be great for them this fall, especially my little yellow finches. And then now, right over here will be their smorgasbord of sunflower seeds. So that's how I chose sunflower seeds. They're tall, they're going to be a shield between me and passersby until the natives take over again. And it's going to help me feed the wildlife right here underneath the bird feeding station. Ew, I like my new crunchy pathway. A lot of that debris went into the path, so I don't have to buy mulch. I already had some. All right, so how are we going to do this thing? Well, we're talking about sunflowers here, so we're going to do these mammoth Russian sunflowers by Livingston, where they get 10 feet tall and they need to be 2 feet apart. So I can kind of already picture a line where I'm probably going to get, maybe 8. I'd like to get 9 of those in. I like to do my flowers in odd numbers, so I'll try to fit 9 of these in a circle on the inside. Then I think we'll do the Maximilian sunflower on the next ring, the outer ring next to that. So that will be there. And then I'm also going to keep those 2 feet apart so I can fit a lot of those in here. But I'm not going to put too many because they bush out, and I still want to keep up some air circulation. I want some airflow. I certainly don't want any more of that powdery mildew. Okay, and then I saw these at the store the other day, and my friend who works at the store is excited because she's growing these this year. So we're going to compare Sunflower Ruby Eclipse. Isn't that beautiful? It's like a cream color on the outside, and it's a fiery red on the inside. And these are the shortest ones. All right, so they get 5 to 6 feet tall. Very, very cool. So those are going to go on our outer ring. So we're going to do it like that, and we're going to try and keep airflow in mind. And this is going to be awesome. I've never had a sunflower garden like this before. Have you? If you have, please tell me about it down in the comments. Now that I have the space cleared, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking about how gigantic sunflowers are. So I think I'm going to leave the Maximilian or Mexican sunflower out. I do have it in another area, and I think we're just going to do the mama sunflower in the center. We're going to spiral. We're going to do it in a spiral shape instead of circles. We're going to do it in a spiral. Every 2 feet, we'll plant a flower. And then when we get about halfway through on the outer part, we're going to put in these Ruby Eclipse along the outside. And I think that'll be enough. And we'll just keep them 2 feet apart. Yay, I have a stick garden. That was a little more complicated than I thought. Note to self, buy or paint my craft sticks purple or red or yellow or something next time other than tan. They were hard to see. So what I did was I just started in the center and I put a single craft stick, and then I spiraled my way out and walked around like a little duck, all squatted down, started in the center, and once I planted a seed, I added a second craft stick, which you can see right there. I missed one, so I got to go back in and put a seed right there. And let's see, the outer ring, they were 1/2 inch deep, and the inner ring, the really tall, the mammoth ones, were 1 inch deep. I forget when they should germinate, but I'll keep an eye on them. And I'll leave the, I'm going to leave the sticks here so I can watch for germination, and anything that doesn't germinate, I can replant. That was a little complicated, but it's in, it's done, it's over. So this will be an annual garden. This will be really super uber cool for seed collecting this fall. What I don't leave out here just for the wildlife, I'll seed collect, and I'll have a really proper sunflower garden somewhere again next year. But like I said, this is going to be nice and tall. It's going to be a one-time thing. It'll be between me and the road, and I think it's going to be fabulous. If you've ever had a sunflower garden, please tell me about it in the comments below. I love sunflowers, and I would love to hear all about your past experience with sunflowers. Much love and light. Please hit the thumbs up button, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so already. And I am wishing you many blessings, much love and light.